please explain to me why the Memphis Grizzlies are like Charmin soft. Like, why is Ja Morant out here acting like he on the streets when really him and Daddy T are living in a mansion, living their best life? And this dude over here crying because some 12-year-old is punking him, right? Like, get yourself together. The Memphis Grizzlies talk a lot of talk for a team that has done nothing, who has a losing record against the top teams in this league, and you have your star player who is the face of a league that's making insane money, getting shoe deals, and just changing the game, is out here trying to act a fool on Instagram Live and, beating up kids. Like, it's just silly mentality. It's just a silly behavior. Like, you made it. Like, why do you care? I don't care if a grown man is talking smack to you. Like, you have the entire world at your feet, and you over here acting like you a child. Right? Like, I mean, and it's not even him. I mean, his dad is doing the same stuff. His dad's out here trying to fight Shannon Sharp, and he's just always acting a fool. Right? You got the entire Memphis Grizzlies team. You got Dillon Brooks out here who's like, this dude's basically a year away from being out the league entirely. Like, what do you do? Like, you don't do nothing. And he's out here talking about how I don't like Draymond. Draymond is a meanie. Like, quit crying. Like, do something. Accomplish something before you go and start talking smack. Like, Memphis is always talking, and like, they never do nothing. Right? Like, this team is young. This team is very talented. Don't get me wrong. This team has all the potential in the world. Ja Morant is only going to improve and get better. He's still young, but it's just this team they believe that they are better than they really are. They believe that they are KD and the Warriors good, and they are not. They are pedestrian. They are middle of the pack good. I mean, from every statistical standpoint, and even Ja Morant, as much as I like him, right? Like, he's not, his game isn't refined enough to lead this team. And they don't have a leader. They're all acting a fool because they don't have a leader. Ja Morant is supposed to be the leader. You are the best player on that team. And instead of being a leader, you're worse than all of them. Dillon Brooks talks a lot. He talks smack a lot. This dude is a fake tough guy. This guy acts like he Malice in the Palace tough. And he really not. This dude ain't trying to fight nobody. This dude got called out by Klay Thompson and just cowered. Like, come on, man, stop. He needs to stop talking. He needs to sit down and humble himself is what he needs to do. Buddy, you a role player. Like, play your role. Do your role, right? But Ja is the guy. He is the man. He has the potential to be a top guy in this league at one point. I mean, many people already have him there. I don't think he's like top 5 or anything like that, but there are people that probably do believe that, and look, Memphis, they're winning games. They're up there, right, in the standings, but they're not that good. They're really not. And again, they have a losing record against the top teams in the league. Like, that's not good, especially the West. They have a losing record against top teams in the West, which Ja Morant was all, hey, buddy, like, I could take it. Like, I ain't worried about any of them. We're going to run through these guys. Like, like, stop. Like, he isn't refined enough to lead this team, both mentally, mentality-wise, game-wise, right? Like, I had a lot of issues with, like, De'Aaron Fox, right? Not to the level of Ja Morant. I mean, again, Ja Morant's just out here doing goofy stuff. This dude clowning, right? But De'Aaron Fox, I always liked De'Aaron Fox, but he didn't really learn how to control a game, especially late. He didn't have that refined shot. He didn't understand. He was just 100 miles an hour constantly. He didn't know how to slow down, close games, control pace, things like that. And then this year, Fox just became the best closer in the league. And every complaint that I had about De'Aaron Fox, he fixed this offseason. Literally everything that I was like, here's Fox's problem, X, Y, and Z. He fixed all of it. But Ja Morant has all those same problems. Ja Morant is, and I think Ja Morant is better than Fox. Like, I would take Ja over Fox 10 out of 10 times. So imagine look at what Fox is doing with the Sacramento Kings. Imagine if Ja Morant could develop those same level of skills. How good the Memphis Grizzlies would be then. At that point, they might actually be a contender. And I'm not talking about being able to just knock down threes and stuff. I'm talking about being able to control games, control pace. Like Ja Morant is just 100% boom, 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 boom. He's a more refined Westbrook is what he is. I mean, in his prime, go look at prime Russell Westbrook. Don't look at Russ now. I'm talking about like in his younger days. And Russell Westbrook, when he was younger, had a better shot than Ja Morant. Like, that's something else. Russell Westbrook was actually a really good shooter. And then, I don't know what happened. Something happened. He was terrible. I mean, he was even like 85% from the free throw line at one point. You know, I mean, he was never like an elite shooter, but that mid-range, especially that bank mid-range, was absolutely butter. And then, you know, he actually could knock down a three here and there. And he was just high flying, but he always played 100 miles an hour. That is Ja Morant. Like, he's right there. Morant's just right there. Always. You know, 100%. He needs to learn to let the game come to him. And I do believe the Memphis Grizzlies will start having a lot more success. But this team just, you have a bunch of knuckleheads on a team that all act like little kids. And like, look, I get it. Like, they're young, but they're not 15, 16, 13 years old. These guys, they're all old enough to understand what it's like to behave yourself. They're all in their 20s, right? Like, oh, these guys are all 23, 24, 25. They're all old enough to understand, like, you don't act a fool, like, you don't be an idiot. There are guys that have been, I mean, look at Gilbert Arenas, Agent Zero, monster. That dude was killing guys and did something stupid and he was out the league. You know, like, you do stupid games, win stupid prizes. That's what it boils down to. And that's what these guys do. They're arguably the most sensitive team I have ever seen in my life. These guys cry and complain and talk to them, which is crazy because the last good team that Memphis had was the complete opposite. You guys remember the grit and grind Grizzlies with Zach Randolph? I mean, you didn't want to see that guy in a bar fight. That guy would have killed you. Right? You had him, Mike Conley, Rudy Gay. I mean, that team was nice. Like, nice. That team was monsters. Marc Gasol, oh my gosh, that team was tough. Tony Allen over here punching people in the mouth. Like, that was Memphis, right? Like, that was like grit and grind Grizzlies. They were challenging the best of the best teams, right? As a team that was just, like, they were playing in slow motion, right? And now you look at this team and it's like, this team's embarrassing. Like, yeah, this team is better. This team is good. This team is very good, very young. But this team, they cry too much. These guys are divas. These guys act like they Mariah Carey. Like, it's crazy to me. It is absolutely crazy to me. And Ja Morant is supposed to be the leader of this team. He is supposed to be the guy. You're supposed to be setting the example and leading your organization and your team. And instead, you out here just acting a fool, getting in fights with kids. And what's crazy is this isn't the first time we've heard of something like this from him. Like, this isn't the first incident, which is just mind-blowing. And they suspended him, not for beating up some kid. They suspended him for showing a gun on an Instagram Live at a club or whatever. Like, that's what? Like, this dude, like, if he does something, like, I mean, you can make an argument, throw him out the league now. But, I mean, we live in a world where talent trumps everything. He is way too talented. They ain't going to throw him out. And he's one of the faces of the league. Like, they ain't going to throw him out the league. But, I mean, at what point do you have to start, like, really suspending him long term? Like, because, again, this isn't the first time we've heard something like this. He's been in his feelings, crying, beating up little kids since, he came into the league. He needs to stop going out is what he needs to do. Or, like, Memphis needs to hire him security that just is with him everywhere he goes. This dude goes and takes a piss. Security's holding it for him. Like, because this dude can't be an adult. This guy can't go anywhere without acting like an idiot. Right? All it's going to take is one 12-year-old kid to say something stupid and he's going to go over there and punch him. And here's the thing. you know, because the world we live in, you know that now people know, all I have to do is say you trash or something and you're going to come after me and I can get money in a lawsuit, or I could just be that kid that they, you don't think people are going to be testing Ja Morant? You don't think people are going to be going at him? You don't think people are going to be talking smack, throwing stuff at him, spitting at him, all kinds of stuff, because they know, like, oh, this dude is soft. This dude's going to end up crying and coming and attacking me and I'm going to get paid? You best believe. This is the world we live in now. People look for opportunities like this. You don't think people are going to know, like, oh, that dude's softer than Charmin. Let me get over here. Come here. Hey, babe, look, Marshmallow's over here. Look, come on, let's go. Let's go get this bag real quick, because this dude's going to have a hissy fit and start punching people. Like, stop. Grow up, man. You've done something that most people can only dream of. And not only did you do that, you were at the highest level of that. Like, you are one of the stars. You are one of the faces. You are one of the best young talents in the league. And you're over here fighting little kids. Like, come on, man. Like, stop. Grow up. It just blows my mind. Blows my mind that, some people could reach incredible heights, incredible feats, and do dumb stuff that could potentially throw it all away. And it's like, for what? Like, what? So what? You could feel like you tough? Like, who cares about being tough? You're rich. You play basketball for a living. Like, who cares? Let people think let a 12-year-old think that they could beat you up. Who cares? Yeah, you're right, buddy. I'm going to go jump in my mansion with my supermodel wife and go, jump in my $100 million car. Like, don't trip. You enjoy yourself. Good luck to you. Like, what are you crying for? You live in your best life. Stop crying. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on to you. Let me know your thoughts, opinions down in the comments below. What do you think of the Memphis Grizzlies? What do you think of the Ja Morant situation? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? However you feel, I'd love to hear it. Let me know down in the comments below.